Hello, gentle viewers. This is Avendian, welcoming you to OOTP Baseball 21 with the Baltimore Orioles, coming off of a 99-63 season in which we went one and done in the first round. That definitely happened. But all hope is not lost. I know I talked about this a little bit at the end of the last episode, but let's just go over what went well and what didn't go well so that we can properly accept where we should see some improvement. Danny Moreno, holy shit. And here's the scary part. He's just scratching the surface of what he could eventually be. But if he keeps putting this kind of performance in, yikes to the rest of the league. This is everything I wanted from his first season and more. Jose Santoya just hits baseballs. Like, the dude's a fucking machine. And I love every second of him being on the team so far. Bob Solis is like, would you like to see a rookie season? Wabam. You just got rookie seasoned. Now, is he going to hit almost 400 every season? Of course he won't. But I'm going to be damn happy to ride this pony all the way to the pony station. I had somewhere I was going with that metaphor, and then I lost it. So I'm just going to move on. Doug Smart was perfectly adequate in his first full major league season. Is he going to be the next Austin Hendrick? Maybe. Chris Tharp was kind of bad. We definitely need Victor Salinas in our lives to make second base suck less. The real only disappointment this season, I don't blame Jordan Diaz. I think Jordan Diaz has shown me enough in this season in AAA plus this Major League season that I think he starts the next season in the majors. Luis Amaya, baby steps, right? He's still got a lot of growing to do. But we have a magnificent young core that I don't think any other team can compete with in terms of just raw, unmitigated talent offensively. We've got Solis, Diaz, Moreno, and Amaya. Those four combined are going to set a lot of records collectively. And I couldn't be happier. But what we currently lack is future depth. Because here's the thing. We promote Salinas. Okay, great. That gives us a third tool, a fifth player who could be exceptional. A wonderful second baseman. Chris Tharp can play off the bench. We have options. But what I don't have is I don't have much to look forward to. We've been so good for so long that we've just haven't been able to accumulate good draft picks. And without good draft picks, it's hard to develop a significant amount of depth unless you just get lucky. Like Tim Locke in the third round is probably the best starter in the minors. In fact, there's no probably about it. He just is. We have Al Navares, who all of a sudden has turned into a legitimately good catcher. Like, I never expected this when I drafted him, but here we are. We have a player who is more than worthy of testing in the cauldron of AA this season. Because that's a big concern that we have, is that we're just not great in certain departments. Okay. There was a hair in my mouth, and now it's gone. Dave Meyer is someone I don't really want to lose. And I don't really see anyone else here that if I don't 40-man them, that I'll be sad. So I'm going to go ahead and put Meyer on that list. Now, Vasquez has been sub-replacement level. There's very little to recommend him. And as Rushman keeps getting older, I'm going to want someone who can take a bit more of the slack. So maybe this is the year that we give John Rivera a try. Like, I know he's not a great catcher, and he probably never will be. But, I don't know. Maybe there's, maybe Tim Williams, but then he's just... Yeah, we're not doing great in the catching department. But I guess my big concern is once these players all graduate to the majors, the farm system's going to look awfully bad. And that's pretty disconcerting. It's extremely disconcerting in point of fact. Now, is there anyone here that we might want to trade or get off of the 40-man? Maybe let's look at arbitration first. Alright, Alex Perez, you're gone. Chris Thomas, I want to sign you long term. But maybe I just have to keep signing you for just arbitration awards. And if that's so, that's fine. You know what, Bernal? I will go ahead and give you your 1-year deal. Herrera, I gotta be honest. I think I've gotten all the value I can from you. Here's the thing with Herrera. Versus lefties, the dude's a fucking shark. He does what you want him to do. The problem is he keeps appearing against right-handed pitching. And that's just not okay. And because I can't force the AI to stop using him against middle relievers because of the rule, I think maybe we just let Herrera walk. Because surely I can find a lefty that can fill this particular hole for us. Brian Mapp. I'm not that enthused by you. I will give you your arbitration amount and you'll be glad for it. Andy Neal. I don't object to paying you a bit because you do offer some stability to the road, to some things there. I really want Hirschauer locked up. I really want like a 4-year deal. I'll even give you $9 million a year if you resign. No, he doesn't want to be locked up. Then you know what, bitch? Take your arbitration amount and we'll deal with you later. I've got to be able to sucker somebody in taking Chris Tharp off my hands. Very nice. And very nice. Because I can't imagine that there's no trade market for a pitcher or for a batter who hit 46 home runs. And the thing is, I look at his profile and I'm like, he could definitely do this for seasons to come. But he's a below average second baseman. And if he's not hitting home runs, he's not really contributing. And he's just too error prone. Now, the other thing we could do, right, is we could just go ahead and sign him for another year and then have him play, like, first base or something. Or be, like, the super bat off the bench. Either one of those options honestly works for me. But there's that part of me that says someone is going to want to overpay for him. And we have a lot of holes that we could potentially fill. Especially in the prospect department. So I'm going to offer up Chris Tharp. I'm going to say I only want prospects. And I'm going to see what offers I am made. Alright, so far I'm seeing mostly relief pitchers. Which is not the end of the world. Alright, Jose Perez is a 25-year-old who has the tools to play right field for any team but this one. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm saying I'm not impressed. There is a Mike Calvillo here who's arguably a better backup catcher than the one I've got now. There's a lot of value in that. And then maybe see if I can get you to throw in something else. We're also being offered Angel Rubio, who is admittedly a very good reliever. But his problem is movement. And for a pitcher that's already 24, he hasn't managed to break out of high A yet. And that's problematic. And I've got Sam Stanford, who also seems interesting, but again, I kind of like the idea of grabbing me Mike Calvillo, or Calvillo. Could be Calvillo, could be Calvillo, I'm not sure. But you're exactly what this team needs right now. A competent backup who can maybe play 30, 40 games a season and not embarrass yourself with the bat. But I want more than that. I want to try to get at least one more prospect out of this. Lupe Aguirre. I'm very comfortable with this, actually. I think you've got a ton of potential, and I would just convert you into reliever, perhaps. All right, you like that player a little bit too much. Okay. Duly noted. Greg Kestner is the very epitome of okay. But this is about me trying to get something useful for this player. So I'm going to go ahead and submit an offer. And if they take it, they take it. Lastly, we come to Bobby Dwyer. I still think Bobby Dwyer is a perfectly fine potential fourth outfielder. Like, he's not going to win any awards, but he's a perfectly acceptable fourth outfielder. And if he gives you more than about 300 at-bats, you're wasted. And the biggest reason I wasn't going to keep Dwyer is because of his ridiculous salary demands. Oh, he doesn't even want to talk to me. So then I guess we'll deal with him in arbitration. Here's my other question. It's Brandon Hendricks. Let me first kick the tires on an extension. Here's the thing. He doesn't want much to stick around. And he's been nothing if not consistently decent. He gives you quality innings, and if he's flawed, he's consistently flawed. And his strikeout rate last year was the highest of his career. So was his walk rate. I'm kind of tempted to give him a qualifying offer and just see how he turns out. But the thing is, I'd almost rather keep the draft pick. And I know you're probably like, but why, Avi? Why wouldn't you want to just bring him back? It's because I've got enough pitchers, all of which are maybe okay, and I'd like to at least give them a shot. Like, Matthias Lonzon has bounced around my high minors for probably 6 or 7 seasons. And I think it's worthwhile seeing what we've got in him. I've got the potential to pick up a free agent. I can flip Hoskins. I've got Valtierra, who also seems like a good starter. I've got a handful of options. And while none of them are great, nothing tells me that Brandon Hendricks is significantly better than they are. So, what this places me in is an awkward situation where here's what I'm most concerned about. All he wants is $13 million next season. If I offer him 15, will he take it? And it's not like I'm giving up too soon on a great starter. This is 2 consecutive seasons where he's just been lit up. And if I look at his BABIP, is that really on the basic pitching stats now? Yeah, it is. Here's the outlier. It's 2031 is the outlier. He pretty consistently allows about a 300 batting average. And he doesn't strike out a ton of batters. I would rather enjoy an additional draft pick. Is it worth me paying $15 million potentially if he agrees to the qualifying offer, though? I don't think so. I don't think the risk is worth it. I'm generally pretty good at reading this stuff. And I have a sneaking suspicion if I offer him the qualifying offer, he's going to take it and run. And he's going to be like, oh, thank you. You've given me a giant raise, even though I've been slightly above replacement level the last 2 seasons. Not above replacement level. But yeah, I don't know what to say about him. Other than, I think he bamboozled us by getting hot at the right time. Because he was never as good as he was in 2028. This is the biggest outlier to end all outliers. Because even though his BABIP was normal, he just didn't give up home runs for a season. As much as I value draft picks, him signing a $15 million deal would cripple us in terms of making some additional moves this season. Now, I'm not convinced there is a big move that I want to make this offseason. In fact, I can almost assure you that there's not. But I also want to keep payroll flexibility for the decision that's going to really plague us at the end of next season, which is Leiter and Rutschman. So look, I think we just let Hendricks walk and wish him well in the future. I'm removing you from the short list. As good of service as Brandon Hendricks has given us, it really seems to me like he'll always seem like someone who has more potential than actual. Like his first couple of seasons were decent. He put together a humdinger of a season in 2028, followed it up with a couple of capable campaigns, and then he's just bottomed out. And you'll notice that his ERA hasn't just jumped up a run over the past two seasons. And it's because the thing he's getting worse at is something he's supposed to be good at, which is not walking people. The walk rate has spiked. And that's the number one reason I can't trust him. I can't. So I'm going to wish him well, and maybe he'll go sign on with another team and have great success, and maybe he won't. But I'm not keeping him. There's too many other holes that I need to fill in the future, and that just has to be how it is. I don't like it, but it's where we are right now. Let's sum up to those hearings. You know what? I'll give you Quintanilla. There we go. So Tharpa's gone. Everyone, you may... You're right. That is not how that works. And then Calvillo, I would like to promote you to AAA. And I'm probably going to let you compete in spring training. I think that's my goal. And then we'll see where that gets me. Okay. A bunch of players signed new contracts. That's great news. Nobody wanted Danny Horacha. I'm not shocked. Yeah, I believe a little bit too much in our pitching staff to just go ahead and say convincingly, no, there isn't at least one pitcher who can pitch better than Hendricks in our system. I am more than willing to let it ride, for good or ill, and see where that gets us. So it is the end of an era. It is a bit sad, but holy shit. Andy Neal was reliever of the year? Well, I didn't expect that. Like, I guess I can't criticize it. He was amazing. He was more than amazing. Yeah, good job, Andy Neal. Oh, goodness. Danny Moreno and Bob Solis both won Silver Sluggers, as did Adley Rutschman. I think it says less about Rutschman than it does about the catchers in Major League Baseball, but it happened. If Solis doesn't win Rookie of the Year, I don't know what it's going to take. I truly don't. Yeah. And then I'm very curious to see if we were where we were in, for example, Cy Young voting. I'm kind of impressed that Jack Leiter won and got as many votes as he did, because he just wasn't as good as he usually is. So hopefully we'll get another amazing season out of him next year. Oh, A's. You're going to regret the shit out of this contract. I don't know why you did this. Why are you paying $18 million a year for a mediocre pitcher? Like, what witchcraft, what pictures of your owner with a goat do they have to convince you this is $18 million a year? It just isn't. No wonder teams get sucked in a mire of stupidity, because that's just such a bad deal. Like, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, but you basically gave $18 million to a starter who hasn't fucking started in the past 3 seasons. You've made him a swingman. And he was a capable swingman, great. That's not $18 million. Like, major league yikes, guys. Yeah, Bobby Dwyer, fuck you. That's my response to you. Alright, you want to give me Alex Oliva. You're Victor Salinas, but not as good. Got it. Alright. So, free agency. Let's promote Victor Salinas right now. Is there a spot on this roster that appears weak right now? Not a very weak spot. Like, we could obviously use depth, but we're not going to improve the lineup. We could use a 5th starter. Wait, how did I lose 2 starters in free agency? Oh, you know what? That's right. Who started at the end of the season? Was it Bernal? Yeah, Bernal gave me 14 starts. Okay. So I could use 1 or 2 starters. That's definitely possible. But anyone I sign has to be someone that's not going to cripple my team going forward, because we've got a lot of money coming off the books. I'm going to increase ticket prices. Boom. Nice. I've got money. I've got huge amounts of money in the future. And there's a ticking time bomb, and that ticking time bomb's name is Jack Leiter. The other ticking time bomb, by the way, is Adley Rutschman. I hate to nickel and dime him, but here's what I'm thinking logically. Adley Rutschman had the worst year of his major league career last year in terms of hitting. And he's right around league average with the bat right now. Still a good catcher. Still a very good catcher. But he's 35. And he's a catcher. These are 2 absolutely inescapable truths that we find ourselves with. I am, knock on wood, I don't know how he hasn't been injured at all in his major league career. Like, his durability alone is Hall of Fame worthy. Well, look at this. He got a day-to-day injury in 2023. That's the worst that's ever happened to him. But he's going to get hurt. And so I think we have to do it this way. I can't get caught. I cannot get caught with a giant salary on the books that will never be able to pay off. I think this is the right move. I'm going to submit the offer, and if he takes it, he takes it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. It is going to reduce the amount of money I have for extensions, but I'm going to give every penny of that to Jack Leiter. If I could get freaking Chris Thomas to sign a longer-term deal, it would actually increase the amount of money I have to spend. I can't get a 4-year deal at $8 million per. No, because you both want every last penny you can get out of me, which I suppose I don't blame you for. Man, Bob Solis, I am not looking forward to this payday. I need to get a new owner. I really need an owner that's gonna back off on the payroll. Like, let's not lose sight of the fact that I'm in the bottom third of payrolls in the major leagues, and it's because you keep hamstringing me. And I need you to stop. I need you to let me loose with my whole damn budget and let me do what I want to with it. Like, this is absurd. I should have a bigger budget than I do. But it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, that's where we are right now. Keeping Rushman is worth it from a public relations standpoint. And I still own Jack Leiter for a year after this, so I still have flexibility. Alright. Free agency time. Who do we got? Mike Reese is worth $11 million. In what planet? Which is not this one. Like shit, dude. Give me starters. I could get behind some Ian Anderson on my team. He's Brandon Hendricks, but a lot cheaper. But maybe I just keep my money. Maybe save it for if someone gets injured. Did he choose to pitch for me, Tim Kate? Yeah, you did. I traded you. Like, in all honesty, did that trade work out for me? No. But did it work out for anyone? Also no. So, lesson learned. Yeah, I don't see anyone here that I would want to hire as my starting pitcher. Unless I just get somebody who... Yeah. Like, Ian Anderson is bad at movement, and he gives up lots of homers, so he'd be a bad fit in Baltimore, I think. Yeah, I think we maybe just ride with the team we've got and let the rookies play and see if we can fill our fifth rotation spot that way and save my free agent cash for for an upgrade at mid-season. Because, friends, I just don't see anyone here. That would be a big upgrade. Like, is Mookie Betts better than Doug Smart? Absolutely. Is Mookie Betts $23 million better than him? Absolutely not. There's Jack Flaherty, but I look at this stat line and I say this is a pitcher that's going to struggle mightily in Baltimore. I don't trust it. I see my old pal Elvis Luciano, but not for $20 million for even one season. I see Steve Sadler. I could sign him and try to reclaim him, turn him into a starting pitcher. I mean, he's cheap enough that it's worth the experiment, right? Like, absolute worst thing that happens is I have a decent swing man for pretty cheap for a season. And if he works out, great. And if he doesn't, that's also fine. But yeah, I think this is the kind of deal I'd like to make. Beautiful. It's not even, doesn't even give me a guaranteed offer. I love it. I do. All right, Hall of Fame time. No. Out of respect for his career, I'll vote for Nelson Cruz, but I will take him off in a half second if I think there's anything there. Manny Machado, I guess maybe Andrew McCutchen. I guess I'm getting sucked in by his career WAR numbers. Because 66 WAR is extremely good. All right, Christian Yelich. Actually, maybe. Like, he's above the Hall of Fame average. He's got 2,500 hits and 450 homers. A career batting average of just under 300. Yeah, I'm going to vote for Christian Yelich. Which I wouldn't do in real life, necessarily. But maybe he'll turn out like this one did. Who knows? I'm again going to throw Buster Posey and Yadier Molina a vote. Where's David Price? Yeah, David Price, I think, deserves my vote. Chris Sale gets my vote. It's funny how in the one series, I think Giancarlo Stanton, I guess I have to give him the vote. I think it's hilarious how in the other series I'm complaining about how hard and easy it is to get in the Hall of Fame. Here, I think it's too hard. You know what? I'm gonna vote for Kutch. I think there's something to be said for him. I've got two more slots. Alton Simmons, I think, as someone whose value is almost entirely defensive, has a fair shot. So I'm gonna give him a vote. But I think that's it. No, I'm gonna vote for John Lester too. What the heck? And then we'll see where this gets us. All right, we got Adley Rutschman back. And I've still got lots of money for extensions. Oh, Jackie boy. It would be financial suicide right now to hand you $40 million a year until I see how you pitch next season. I mean, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I think he's pretty much already stamped his ticket to Cooperstown. Like, I'm sure of it. If he retired in the next 5 minutes and he never threw another pitch, I think he's a Hall of Famer. Like, his WAR is frankly redonkulous. He's almost got 3,000 strikeouts, which he'll get to this year. He's going to get to 200 wins in a season or two. Maybe 3 seasons. I don't see him being kept out of the Hall of Fame. I just don't. But yeah, here's my issue, is that I can't get anybody to sign longer-term deals. But that's just the game we're playing right now. Whatever. I don't even care. Yeah, we're going to have... Right now, most of my salary is devoted to 2 players only. This is going to get real bad real soon when I have Solis and Moreno and eventually Amaya, all of them asking for big money deals. Now... Oh, I could get really sneaky here. Oh. This is almost too team-friendly a deal. Oh, how much do I think he's going to improve? Is this a deal worth making? This deal will almost certainly not bite me on the ass in the first 3 years. I think it's a little bit too premature to be signing him to a new deal. I need to see him develop. I need an actual season out of him to see if he can hit in the majors. And if this season he splits the difference between his AAA and his Major League season, great. But I think I need to be a little cautious with him. I cannot tell you how over the moon I am at how Chris Thomas has turned out for us. I did not expect this when we drafted him. I expected he'd be a pretty good reliever. And then he picked up this screwball. And I was like, this right here, June 2030, this is when I realized he's a starter. And I think it's bought us another 2 or 3 seasons. Like, let me be clear. I think our window of contention is open as long as we want it. I don't think there's another team with a better young core, a better young lineup than we have. I've got Steve Sadler. You're going to give me an old third baseman. I think not. Is there anyone else I'd like to add to the 40-man? Do I want to expose Stadler to the potential of losing him? Like, do I have anything better to do with my 40-man spots? I don't think I do. Oh, right. Brant, you do whatever. Cullen, you lost all of 2033. I'm going to let you repeat it. Locke. I need to see a bit more development before I promote you. Man, more development. Rivera. I feel like I'm promoting you because I feel that I have to promote you. Because you just haven't hit in the minor leagues. Maybe it's time to move on from you. Maybe I just leave you where you are. Yeah, there we go. Alright. I don't want to turn around and lose Sadler this soon, so I'm going to go ahead and add him to the 40-man. And promote him to the majors. I think that's fine. Bernal, you're a starting pitcher for this team. Stop trying to pretend that you're a reliever, because you're not. Look, remember, I don't need outstanding starting. I need really reliable starting. And I think I've got that from Leiter, Thomas, and Willett. And then I just need 2 of a passable about a half dozen starters to reach their potential. And then we're cooking with gas. I don't want your old ass third baseman. You can stop that nonsense right now. I don't want your old ass second baseman. You can stop that nonsense right now. I don't want your young ass second baseman because I don't want to give up Volterra, who may very well end up being a starting pitcher for me this season. Rule 5 draft. Not Bob Bryant. You know what? I don't begrudge him going to the White Sox, and I wish him well. I was kind of hoping I'd keep him, but the fact that I didn't isn't going to break my team. Right. Wait, Dan Meggs? I didn't mean to leave him open. Yeah, put this bitch on the 40-man. You're not getting Dan Meggs away from me. You are a weird player. I don't think I want you. Mario Cabeza. Nah, I'm just gonna skip the rest of this. I'm trying to avoid thinking about the real elephant in the room, which is with Corona Jr., I'm almost damned if I do, damned if I don't. I should not have given him the extension that I did, and I'm hoping he'll be dumb and greedy enough to get me out of it at the end of 2035. because right now I'm overpaying a defense first shortstop who's losing his defense. If he's not basically able to use his defense to pump up his WAR, like he then has to hit at league average or above to be truly valuable. And this is just not a good look. It's $5 million a win is what I'm paying for a shortstop. Now, do I have anyone that's noticeably better in the system? I have Mike Everman. Maybe. Is Everman all that much better? Probably not, but maybe. Like, defensively, I think Everman is right up there with Corona Jr. Offensively, not so much. But we'll figure something out. I'm not concerned about it in the least. Herrera signed with the Phillies. I wish him well. Yelich made the Hall of Fame in his first year. That's pretty cool. Manny Machado didn't even get one vote. Like, I'm not remotely convinced that Manny Machado is a Hall of Famer even in real life, but you've heard he get at least one pity vote. You know what? Could I have afforded that? Maybe. But I didn't want to pay it. And I know it says, oh no, the fan interest has decreased to 91, which is what it already was. Uh-huh. And then we'll just go on up to preseason. And then we'll zip on over to spring training. This was a really quiet off-season. We only added one player and subtracted a player. Nelson Vasquez got better. I guess that's something. Why do I care about Ben Winder? You were on my draft guys list. How have you turned out? You've had one pretty damn good Major League season. And then a bunch that's just... yeah. That's fine. Alright. Volterra, I'm gonna let you have a cup of coffee this spring and see what you can handle. Brandt and Cullen. Has Locke earned a cup of coffee in the minors? Maybe. Give him a spring training. I think I can manage that. Alright, I want my pitching staff to go 6 men. Give me Bernal instead of Neal. And then that's fine. I don't like this idea, except for the fact that it might keep Rutschman fresh for the season. Like, there ain't no way in hell that Rutschman is going to be my fucking starting DH. But at spring training, I don't mind him getting a bit of practice. I don't think it's awful stupid to bench Santoya, though. It's spring training. I'll live with it for now. Even if I pretty strongly disagree with what it looks like. How can you have a dead arm? You literally didn't pitch. Maybe we need to cut off your arm and get you like a cool robot arm. It is weird though, Santoya not getting any at-bats. We'll figure out what happens here. Okay, and nothing too shocking. Next starter up, my dudes. We've got plenty of starters to just get out there in spring training and throw some innings and get nice and warm. Alright, well, Brian Mapp apparently never wants to have a good major league career because he keeps getting hurt. You won't even be ready until the middle of the season. No, Jeff Henry actually has a tiny bit of talent. Your crappy player has no talent. Except for a talent at sucking. Alright. Different players would on different things. I don't really care about most of this because it's spring training. Okay. Lyer looks real sharp this spring training. Maybe Lawson, not so much. But we'll figure something out. Alright. Lawson at this point has put up 300 innings in AAA. I think this has to be his year to prove that he belongs in the majors. Valtierra, you can go to the minors. How many pitchers do I have? I have 21 pitchers. Friends, that is way too many pitchers. Cullen, you're going to go to AAA. Locke, you're a starter. And you're going to AAA. AA. Whoa, holy shit. Where did Locke develop all this potential from all of a sudden? Just because he improved his control? Huh. I mean, let's see what he does in AA, repeating it, but holy shit. I didn't expect him to turn out to be a megastar. Megs to the minors. Rhodes to the minors. Hoskins to the minors. Mann to the minors. What do we got? 15 players. Still got to get rid of 2 more pitchers. Castaneda to AAA. And then I think Brandt to AA. There we go. Seems like a good group. Oh, I know why. That was stupid. Yeah, because Rivera's set to always start. He's going to always start. You go to Double A now. Grulon. Is it worth it? Is it worth keeping Grulon? Boyd, no. Everman, no. I got way too many outfielders. So Meyer, I would like you to play in AAA. I would like Green in AAA. I think Green can play in AAA. I don't really need Went on the team right now. Burns is more than capable of backing up at all the middle infield positions. It seems real dumb to carry 3 first basemen. You can't play first, can you? No, you only play right field. I'm just going to look and see what I can get out of trading him. Anyone in the green? Can I get some green? No, I can get me an Angel Rubio. I'm going to trade for Josh Stabbins. I think there's enough interest there. I'm going to sim ahead a day. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. I didn't really want to trade him, but he just kept getting lapped by various players, and he'd been in the minors for so long that I'm kind of okay with how that worked out. Those are around to 26. Which I would be more okay with if not for the fact that one of those 26s grew long. I think he has to have a super tiny role on this team this year, and it's only as Santoya's replacement when righties approach. When lefties approach, rather. Other than that, though, I definitely think we've got ourselves a very formidable team, potentially. Alright, let's clear the staff. Give me my pitching ratings. Let's get this staff cleared up. 5 men. Jack Leiter, you are the ace. Chris Thomas, you are the number 2. And then I think it's going to be Willett, Bernal, and then I think Lonzon. But Lonzon, you're going to have a pitch count. I'm going to give you 75 pitches isn't enough. I'm going to give you 80. But that's my plan for you. Is for you to be the 5th starter and to just show me what you can do. All right. Brendan Hershauer is the closer. Andy Neal. You had a really great season last year of just letting you pitch whenever you wanted to pitch. I'm going to let you do setup, and I'm going to make you middle relief as the second. Other players with clearly defined roles. I've only got 2 lefties on the roster. I don't think Amavisca is more valuable if I let him pitch more. So yeah, Edward Morales, you are lefty specialist. Dozier, you're going to be a flat middle reliever. Stadler, you're my emergency starter long reliever. Amavisca, you're the reverse. And then I guess Castillo and Brown are just flat out middle relievers. Tyler Brown, I'm going to make you a setup reliever too. I'm going to let you be the 6th inning setup man. Okay. This is a good group potentially. There's a lot of concern for me outside of Leiter. And Thomas. You know what? I think Thomas has earned the benefit of the doubt in terms of his ability to produce at a high level. So it really means I've got 2 starters I know I can trust. I've got 1 starter who was pretty good in his rookie season, but I don't know what else might be there. I've got Bernal, who was pretty good last season. Maybe he'll be okay. And then I've got an unknown quantity who's racked up plenty of innings in AAA, and I just don't think there's any point in not letting him just pitch. The 5th starter spot is yours, my dear friend, and if you flub it in the first couple months of the season, we just deal with that. I think everyone is on the 40-man for the pitching staff. Let's go to the lineups. Snook it all. And a Duke it all. Okay. Batting ratings. Right now, best contact hitter is weirdly Tyler Brown. Who's actually a pretty tremendous hitter. Oh, you're a good first baseman. Fuck you, Grulon. You're gone. And then I will call up not Everman. I want him to have as much playing time as he can get to see if he can improve his hitting. Do we hang with Mike Cooper? Cooper's an intriguing dude. He's got some pop off the bench. I respect that. Good old Greg Kessner has something to be said for his talents. I think Boyd presents the most interesting option to be like another utility guy. So I think that's what we'll do. All right. Tyler Brown. When there's a lefty on the hill, you're playing first base. I'm just going to have you hit like 5th for right now. Otherwise, man, I just don't know. I don't know who should be our leadoff guy anymore. I'd want someone with really good contact and a pretty good batting eye. Which would be Diaz or Moreno. But I kind of want Moreno to bat 3rd. Alright, let's start with that. Moreno bats 3rd. I don't think there's any disputing that. The most raw power is Amaya. He's definitely has the most. Let's sort by power. And then I think Bob Solis plays hits as the DH, and I think he's gonna bat cleanup. Followed by Doug Smart. Okay. So the best contact hitter with the most speed on this team right now is actually Santoya. So I'm going to go ahead and let Santoya be the leadoff guy against right-handed hitting players. I want Victor Salinas really high in the batting order, and I think 2nd might be the perfect place for him to hit. Because then I can bat Jordan Diaz 6th, Amaya 7th, like, I know Adley Rutschman is really falling down the order, but for now, I think that's fine. And then Corona Jr. hits 9th. Yes, I think this is a good lineup for us. I think this is a very good lineup for us. Okie dokie. Copy the lineup and paste it. And then Brown, you're going to be the first baseman. And then I guess here I'm going to have Salinas bat leadoff and have Diaz bat 2nd, and then let Tyler Brown come in and hit 6th. Alright, the next thing we need to do is start setting up... right-handed pitching, do your thing. Okay. Backups. Vasquez, this is your last season as the backup. If you can't hit somewhat close to an OPS plus of 100, I'm going to have serious issues with you. Backup first base is going to be Tyler Brown, who's also going to be my backup designated hitter. I think Boyd is the better second baseman. Yeah. You know, I trust Micah Burns a little bit more than I trust Boyd, so I think we're just going to do one of these numbers. And then that way we're aware that they exist. And then I think good old Bobby Dwyer is going to go ahead and fill in as our fourth outfielder. Alright, I want Vasquez starting every 10 days. I want to take some of the pressure off of Rutschman and try to squeeze as much as we can out of him. Alright. Pinch hitter is obviously going to be Tyler Brown. Then Castillo? No, then Dwyer, then Castillo. And then Castillo and Dwyer are going to be our pinch runners. Okay. Nope. If you want to talk about a millstone contract right now, actually, right here. Right now, he's been incredibly productive and he's worked out, but he's not aging well. Like, he's 27 years old and he's losing contact. A lot of what makes him special is already starting to slip. So we're going to have words about that. We're going to have thoughts and about how to fix that particular issue. I think it's the first time in a long time I haven't had a top 10 prospect. Yeah, I'm down to 15. Ugh. Yeah, I look at this team, and I will put my lineup against any other lineup 1 through 9. I think that's how damn good we are, from the very top to the very bottom. I don't think too many other teams have this level of talent. But apart from a handful of positions, we don't have a huge amount of depth. And I am vaguely concerned about our future at other positions. I mean, our lineup is young. It's super young, and that we have one player over 30. Which is, of course, the incomparable Adley Rutschman. And I guess Daniel Corona Jr. is exactly 30. Okay, 2 players that are 30 or older. And, like, as a number 9 hitter to get this level of production is pretty amazing. I don't know. I have a feeling about this season. But I'm not sure how good it is yet. I think we're asking a lot out of Diaz and Amaya, and I think they can both deliver. And I think if they do, we should easily cruise to another playoff spot. What I'm less sure about is the rotation. And I'm really concerned about our depth. I'm actually very concerned about it. Because right now, my friends, the minors are pretty much bare. I've got a handful of useful role players. But If we get a pun intended, intended, not intended, intended. If we get a pun intended injury to one of our heavy hitters, man, I don't have a way to replace any of them, really. Losing offensive production would kill this team dead. Unless it's from, like, of all of our starters, the most expendable right now is Corona. Because Everman can play as well as Corona. I truly believe that. I don't think he's as good as Corona on his best day, but he's definitely as good as Corona on his most average day. You know, I just realized the reason that Brown had so much value last season wasn't just his pitching. How much did he bat last season? He only had 10 at-bats last year. That's going to go way the fuck up. Like, he's going to get 100 at-bats this season easy. And I'm really curious to see how that works out for us. Because you're so good at both roles. I don't think I'd want to lose you in either of them. I don't think we'll miss Hendricks very much. I think the last thing I'm going to say about this team for this episode, and then, of course, join me next week when we actually get to take this new team for a test drive. It's not that new a team. We've basically sacrificed power for contact and defensive capability with Victor Salinas. We've traded... That's it, actually. And we're just giving a full year to our two talented rookies of Jordan Diaz and Luis Amaya. I will note Diaz is kind of a terrible third baseman. I'm going to go ahead and flag Burnsy here as his defensive sub. Because it's like, if there's a big decision where defense is really going to matter, I don't want him playing. Smart has to be more real worried than anyone else. Excuse me. Because I see a hitter who hit 290 last year. And I see a hitter who's not going to hit 290 every year. Of all the players who had incredible seasons last season, this is the player I'm the most concerned about. Like Santoya, at this point, I have to accept his track record. He's been an above-average hitter every single year in the major leagues, and he provides quality first base play. He steals a ton of bases. He's just really good. And I think I need to stop worrying about when he stops being good and just accept the fact that he's good right now. Is he limited? Sure. But that's okay. I think Bob Solis is only scratching the surface on how great he could be. What bothers me about him is his discipline. But as long as he's hitting at a high rate, that's going to paper over everything else. He's going to look amazing. Moreno is everything I wanted and more last season. And to think that there's still more untapped ability is pretty scary. Most likely to decline is probably going to be Rushman. But, excuse me. There's two things about Rushman that keep me coming back to him. First of all, he's still the best catcher in the league. So even if, relatively speaking, his offense declines, he's still better than any replacement I'm likely to get. And second, he is the Baltimore Orioles. He and Jack Leiter more than him, but Rushman had to put up with some of the lean years, which Leiter didn't. Like, remember, Leiter came in 2024. What was our record in 2024, you ask, my gentle viewers? It was 97-65. So Rutschman had to deal with the lean years in a way that Leiter never did. And Leiter was the heart of this franchise, particularly with the bat. But yeah, the dude's gonna hit 400 homers this year. He's gonna be close to 2,000 hits, 300 doubles. Yeah. How's Daniel Cabrera doing? How's our old pal? My dear friends, oh my lord, did we move on from him at the right time. He has not been the same since he left Baltimore. Which is a shame because I think he's borderline Hall of Fame. I don't think he makes it. I think he's Hall of Very Good is going to finish just short of him. Because so much of his value is his on-base percentage. And he's kind of like Bobby Abreu. It's actually a really good comp for him. And I think he is not likely to be... I don't think he's going to ever produce at the level he did for me. Like, maybe more 2031 seasons are in his quiver, in his belt. But I think his days of hitting 300 are over. Which is a shame, because I love the dude. He was our first brilliant trade. Like, I cannot deal with how little we traded for him. The already retired Bruce Zimmerman, who couldn't even manage a single win above replacement his entire major league career. Combined. Such a good move. But yeah, my friends, it is going to be a season. A good season, a bad season. Jury's still out on that one. But until next time, this has been Avindian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.